Well, welcome back to the Mystery Funhouse. It's still MT19, and we have a lot of matches ahead of us. And I'm still here. Yeah, let's look at the match coming up. We have, I think, 2 newcomers. No, actually, looks like yd12k has joined before. Where does it say on the cards how often they joined? Looks like they joined more than once. I see MT10, I see MT15. 4th edition, oh yeah, there it is. Very pretty small on the stream, but it says 4th edition, so it looks like yd12k has joined a few times. And flipped663, I believe, is a fairly new person in the community. They've done a few weekly blinds, so they know how blind racing works. They've got a bit of experience. Looks like we have a Game Boy Advance game coming up. Oh, just noticed something funny here. Yeah. Huh. So we had a different game pulled, but then it turned out that the Rentry, the paste bin was missing. The link just wasn't available anymore. Turns out I do have that one backup. I guess we easily salvage that one in the future. Oh. Do you wanna have predictions? We can. The race is already ready to start, but I guess we can get a quick prediction going here. But hurry up with your bets. It's only open for 2 minutes. Go, go, go. And I think we're good to start. Oh, right, cropping, sorry. Bit much to do everything alone. But we have... the race still says the wrong game name. We have Tang on the GBA. Which, I don't know what it's... what that game is at all, but the cover art weirdly looks like Bomberman. I guess it isn't at all, looking at it now. Give me a second to fix audio and capture. Okay, let's see. Right, looks like we've got some kind of puzzle platformer. On first look, it reminds me a little bit of Solomon's Key, I suppose. And if you look at the cover art, I could swear that those are knockoff Bombermans, basically. Some kind of colored ninja. Yeah, looks like we can create and destroy blocks. And the goal is probably to pick up all of these coins. We can look at this bin to find out. Okay, doesn't say much. So we are going to Planet 3, however much that is. Yeah, I think this is basically Solomon's Key, if you've seen that. Puzzle platformer where you can create and destroy these blocks, and there's lots of different enemies with different behaviors. Like these spiky stars seem to follow around the outline, around the wall. And once you figure that out, you can calculate how they will move. Flipped has another stage finished. I think Flipped is now maybe 2 stages ahead. Oh yeah, there's the ice background from just before. It got caught by the fire faces, the fire spitting faces on the walls. Oh, I was just wondering how do you get that coin in the face? But yeah, sure, you can attack apparently. Which I guess that's an addition to Solomon's Key. I don't think that had an enemy attack, I'm not actually sure. yd12k clearing their stage, catching up to this one. And we're both on the same stage for a moment. Ooh, warning! For the boss fight. I don't know why the boss looks scared and surprised when it hits you. Oh, I guess there was a hit in both ways. Flipped has some kind of upwards shot, so it would be feasible to hit that boss, but it's a very large boss and it's coming down pretty quickly. Gets hit a whole lot here. I'm guessing the number next to the heart icon is the lives, which would mean that Flipped lost all of their lives now. We did give them an infinite continues cheat. Otherwise, if continues were limited, then we probably wouldn't take this game. Having a hard game over that removes all your progress isn't very fun for a race. Yeah, it looks like when you lose life you can just continue the stage, and when you lose all of your lives it will reset the stage. yd12k has a lot of blocks built into this stage, and at least I don't think it started out like this. It looks like it's working out. But all the coins just has to get to the exit. In the meantime, Flipped did defeat the boss. Okay, for a moment I was worried that they died there. Next planet. So we're done with one planet. We're going to beat planet 3. So now we might have a vague idea of how much that is. Ah, interesting, so this didn't come with the cheat, I see. yd12k doing good damage on the boss, doesn't seem to get crushed as much as Flipped. Still has 4 hearts, and the boss has almost no health left. Just earlier I thought Flipped really has figured out how the spiky stars move, because he dodged it correctly, but then it got him on the other side around. We've also got some money here. Don't know if that does anything interesting. Oh, Flip pressing a block and that leads the enemy to him. So there's a spiky. Oh, okay, you can just destroy them. Flip now waiting for the, I don't know, moon, I guess. yd12k fighting with the enemies to keep the blocks around. They keep destroying the blocks while climbing up. Oh, sorry. I muted the wrong source. Very sorry. Alright, but Flipped in the meantime has finished another stage here. Too bad there's no stage number on screen. Looks like on yd12k's stage these enemies are really very good at keeping you from building your stairs up, your platforms up. So earlier we saw her build double wide, that seemed to work pretty okay. As long as you keep refreshing the destroyed blocks. The next stage here for Flipped is another climbing stage where the enemies in the middle will keep you from building your staircase. yd12k is up on own, takes a death there, and that sends you down, that's too bad. Was all the way up where the last 2 coins are. We've got the plot of the game in chat, I can read that out. It's, the Earth seems to be peaceful forever, but due to the increasing population there is a big trouble on the Earth, making the characters no longer feasible to live on Earth. Thankfully the 4 characters decided to find another planet to live on. Yeah, I'm kinda curious, there are other characters, I guess they have different skills maybe, because the base bin specifies that the players should use the blue one. Flipped clearing another stage. yd12k finally finishing this difficult stage here. So I think we are still 2 stages apart. We have 2 spawners for these temporary orb enemies here on Flipped stage. It's gonna keep the middle very busy. yd12k trying to block one of the spiky wall moving enemies, but it just moved around the block. yd12k only has to get to the exit, and there it is. Possibly catching up a little bit. But Flipped also finishing his next stage. And we've got another boss fight. It's a big sun. I think we are on the fire planet, so we saw on the world map the planets are themed of the different elements, I guess. Water, fire, maybe plants. It has 1 life left. The sun is big and merciless and pretty fast. Oh, yd12k almost making it to the exit. Thankfully has lives left. Looks like the biggest challenge in boss fights in general is dodging the boss, since they are always huge and move fairly quickly. We saw the same thing with the first world boss. Looks like the sun is moving in a... okay, no, maybe not. I thought it would go around the outside. Always in a loop or something. Flipped is on his last life again and takes a death. So the sun boss seems pretty difficult. Mostly trying to get away from it. yd12k? Oh, okay. Was weirdly stuck there and it wasn't really visible why, but apparently there was a block behind the door. The door can just spawn over blocks. Doesn't look like Flipped is getting a lot of hits in this time. And it also looks like you can't stop the boss with your own blocks, so the boss just moves through any blocks, both pre-existing and placed ones. yd12k now also on the sun boss. Has a chance to catch up now, maybe, if she's doing better on this boss. Yeah, we have a race and there's still a whole planet ahead of us, so still plenty of time for both players. Actually not looking too bad for yd12k. Okay, even the shots from the boss move through the blocks. Ooh, yd12k almost got it, had the boss down to 1 bar. Flipped in a very dangerous position there, right below the sun, but it worked out. Looks like the pattern is fixed enough that you can move there and plan it out. Is the right corner safe? I'm not sure. The boss might not move in fixed patterns, maybe it's following you. It seems like even on the left side it goes further from time to time. So sometimes it stops earlier and sometimes it will come up. It will come up later and run into you. There's no way to evade. So I guess on the bottom it's generally difficult to dodge the boss, so... What seems pretty fixed is that it's always moving in a clockwise loop, so you... Oh, and Flipped has it. Flipped takes the sun down. Not sure that makes the planet more livable. But there we go. Now we go on to the Ice World. Our final planet for this race. So far this ice planet doesn't look much different. The ghost didn't do anything we haven't seen before, also just moves left and right. I really wonder if there's something up with the color palette. Since this might be possibly a bootleg game, I'm not sure, but so the penguins have transparent heads and these rotating orbs also have a transparent part, so I think that's probably a color that's incorrectly set to transparent. I don't think the penguins are supposed to look like that. yd12k also finishing the boss and is also on the ice planet now. We've got 3 other finishers in the meantime that might make our new, not necessarily new, but our racers here a bit nervous. yd12k did write in race chat one more world, ... so I guess he might have been a little bit psyched out by the other players already finishing. And yd12k clearing the stage, and we're tied again. Well, kinda tied. Flipped is a bit ahead with collecting items. Yeah, our first finish was 20 minutes and 8 seconds. If you want to compare that with your 40-minute best time. And Flipped clearing this stage. yd12k maybe not that far behind. Has to climb up all the way. Or Flipped being attacked from both sides. Flipped got himself to safety for a little bit, but it looks like you can't really climb up in the middle. And now he's making his way up. And yd12k finishing their stage just as Flipped finishes this one. Pretty much exactly one stage ahead. Oh, you didn't realize you could shoot the heads that kill the heads and shoot fireballs, but wasn't there an early stage where the coins were basically inside the heads? I think I saw that earlier. And yd12k already finishing their stage and Flipped also theirs, so the players are keeping pace. Can't be too much longer to the next boss fight, I suppose. We've seen a few Ice World stages already. Yeah, we've seen the spiked balls threatening the players quite a bit. And yd12k catching up. We're on the same stage again. Flipped making good headway there. Oh, almost got hit by a spiked ball, but managed to drop off just in time. And Flipped finished this stage. And here's our boss fight. Snowman is our final stage. But we've seen players struggle with bosses quite a bit, so it might take a bit, and it might give yd12k enough time to catch up and maybe even still win. We've seen yd12k do better on bosses, I think. Oh, yd12k getting caught by a spike ball behind the spawner. Just one coin left, then she can also catch up to the boss stage. And there we go. That should bring us back to the same stage. So movement pattern wise, does this boss also have a dead zone somewhere? I've seen the boss go pretty far to the left, but maybe not all the way. Oh really? Is it always the bottom right corner on boss fights? Yeah, this is fairly Solomon's Key-like. The secret developer trick, the bottom right corner is always safe. Yeah, Flipped getting another game over, resetting the boss fight. yd12k has 1 extra life, but might also get a game over soon, so yeah, it is pretty much anyone's race. It's kind of very much reminding me of the previous match we saw in that way. It also comes to a head at the end. Looks like the very left column might also be safe. Oh, Flipped doing good. Has 6 lives and has the boss pretty far down. 3, 2... Yeah, I think left might also be safe. 1... And that's a dead boss. That should be it for Flipped. And there's our dot done. The time of 31:58. I started my timer a bit late here. That's GG for Flipped. And yd12k takes the boss down as well, very close. With 32-24. Yeah, that came up super close at the end. Hello, Flipped.
Hey.
Do you have any experience with Solomon's Key?
Only, I think I watched one of, was it in MT18? I think I've watched someone race it. It's the one where you have the wand and you can create blocks, right?
Yeah, it should be pretty much like what you just played, except you can't shoot, I think. I'm not actually sure if you can shoot in Solomon's Key. Haven't played it in a while.
I really enjoyed the block puzzle, but I was really bad at the shooting. I don't know why the crouch and jump just broke my brain.
And we've got yd12k here now as well. GG's to both of you.
Yeah, good game.
Yeah, good game. Close.
Yeah, so close.
Yeah, that came up very close. Actually, in a lot of stages, you tied up and then one of the players pulled ahead again.
Oh, that's. There were a few stages that I had a lot of difficulty with. Not least of which are the bosses.
The bosses, I was gonna say, I
What?
think it took me a while to realize that finding a safe space was probably a good idea. I kept putting myself right in the way of the boss.
See, I figured that out, but then it became I couldn't find a safe space, so it became a thing of, okay, can I damage this boss enough that I don't lose all my lives before I've just lost?
Yeah.
And then just mashing for what felt like 5 minutes straight.
Yeah, the
But yeah,
bosses,
overall fun.
the bosses
Yeah.
were also really big, so it seems very hard to avoid them.
Yeah, in the snowman at the end, I managed to like find this little section of the screen where it didn't seem to find me.
I mean, it kept finding me, but I did find like a way that I could damage it a lot more often than it is. But also, I was only hitting it with like one of the bullets, which felt inefficient. And also, half the time it still killed me anyway, and then I needed to get back up there, which lost me a lot of time. I felt like.
Yeah, I didn't like the big bowling balls that roll down and destroy the blocks. I don't know why
I
they
felt like
caused
the
me so
bowling
much
balls were the
trouble.
least annoying enemies, honestly.
I think everything else I just knew that I could take it out and then I didn't have to worry about it. But the bowling balls just kept spawning.
Yeah, did you shoot a lot of enemies? Because I think, like, discounting the bosses, I shot like 3 maximum.
Oh yeah, I always used all my bullets straight away and then completely forgot and would be trying to shoot and not hitting anything because I'd used all my bullets. It's a really
Yeah.
weird system that
Yeah,
you only
like
get
3
3.
per continue, and I guess you're not supposed to have infinite continues, but
I needed
it
them.
very much felt like, okay, this one is the most annoying. I take out that one and hope next level is better, because otherwise I would just be giving myself up to regain my bullets, and that didn't seem like the bad winning strategy here.
Yeah.
But also, like, there were 3 people significantly faster than us, and I'm just wondering, what were they doing that we weren't?
Playing Solomon's Key, which you said is similar. Maybe people have played a similar game and...
Ah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think we also just have some very experienced racers, so they will do well in most games.
Yeah. No, it was really
Fair
fun.
enough. I haven't joined one of these tournaments in so long.
I think out of all the games I've raced, this was my favorite so far. So thanks whoever submitted it.
Yeah, there was just Morphonica in chat saying that they're delighted you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Okay, I did for the bosses. Why?
Yeah, the bosses are definitely a big change of pace. But yeah, GG's to both of you.
Yeah, best of
yd12k,
luck in the
you're not out yet, of course.
Yeah, Lizard, good luck.
Yeah.
Well, have a good race, whatever the next one is.
Yeah, we've got another race coming up, so we're gonna switch to that. Thanks both for racing and coming,
Thank you.
and congrats again.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.